Here's what we know now. The shooter, well, she's no longer on the face of the planet because she's took herself out. Yeah, I have no sympathy whatsoever for her. Identified as Nasim Agdam, and she had a vendetta, a described vendetta, and that's the word from the family, Jen, against YouTube.
Yeah, from both her father and her brother who called police. Zachary Voorhees works for YouTube. Zachary, you were inside the building when this all took place?
That's right, yes. Yeah, I was at my desk working.
Wow. Boy, is that crazy. First of all, I hope you're doing okay this morning. That must be one of the most shocking things you could ever go through. Had you ever, apparently she had, she was a YouTuber. I know there's thousands of them, and she had a long-standing beef with them. Had you ever heard her name?
I've never heard her name before today and yesterday.
It's scary. Okay, so here you are sitting at your desk, and then you hear what? Pop, pop, pop?
No, I'm at my desk, and the fire alarm goes off.
Oh, wow.
And so we all get up and we all exit the building. I grab my skateboard, I throw it down on the ground, I jump on it, and wow, there was a conflict zone. And I arrive, and a bunch of stuff happens, right? Like there is a guy, he's like arguing with this person that I couldn't see because she was behind this like brick wall. But I was able to see a victim that was laying on the ground.
Oh, dear.
What appeared to be a bullet hole. But not bullet hole, but I saw like the blood like stain on his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I still didn't figure it out until I saw police enter in through the door that on the fence that separates the street from the courtyard. They came in with their assault weapons, and then that was when I figured it out that something was going wrong, and I did not need to be there.
What floor were you on, and what floor did the shootings take place?
So I was on the second floor. The shooting took place in the courtyard.
Okay. So you actually had it, once you went outside the building, that's when you saw all this.
Yeah.
You just walked into mass chaos. That must have been insane. Like you said, you didn't even know at first. Are there a lot of exits to that building? We had never seen it before.
There's 2 exits in the back, which is what everybody took. But the thing is that to get out, you actually have to go down the hill to the courtyard where the shooting was taking place.
Oh, wow.
So pulling of the fire drill was a very unfortunate act.
Yeah, I was going to say, in most cases, it would help a situation, but in your case, it led everybody right into the situation.
That interesting. Wow.
Do you have any security at that building?
I was on the... I'm sorry, and the thing is that because I was on a skateboard, I was ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
So you were like first on the scene.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's really... Did you, I would assume you feared for your life. Did you like skate faster? I mean, what do you do? Did you stop or run and hide in a bush or?
I turned around and I just noped out of there. I had my skateboard. I threw it down on the ground. I jumped on it, and then there's like a walkway that extends to all the way to the other corner of the property, and I just like sped off. Eventually, realizing that that I might be able to escape through the side entrance of the parking structure, which is what I did. And I just went around and then out through the exit, and all of a sudden I was on the street with everybody else.
We're talking to Zachary Voorhees, a YouTube employee. He was there in the building when that shooting happened just yesterday, the South Florida Morning Show. Again, we thank you for your time, buddy. And I know it's early out there. Did you know any of the people who are in the hospital right now? Do you know them?
No, I'm still trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah, I don't think they've released and confirmed the exact names yet.
How many people work in that building?
Now, if anybody figures out who these people are, please reach out to me on Facebook.
Sure.
Okay.
Let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
And how many employees are there in that particular building?
Well, I would guess that the number would be around 600.
Yeah.
Okay, so and was YouTube, to your ability and your knowledge, was YouTube ever warned about this woman? Because both the father and her brother called police saying she's on her way to YouTube headquarters. She's got a beef with these people.
That's what I've heard from the news, and I can't say anything more than what's out there.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's just, you got to understand, it's like you're giving us perspective because most people who listening to this show and most people in this country work in some sort of an office building mass gathering capacity. So people are just wondering what to do. What's the scene like when that happens? What's the company told you so far? Have they reached out to you? What have they told you? Is the place closed down for a while?
There's been some communications that have been sent out. Like, I'm not at liberty to discuss.
Sure.
Okay.
I will say that, all our meetings are canceled.
Yeah. Well, at least you get out of some meetings, right?
Yeah, that's good.
You got to look at the bright side, brother.
You can go skateboarding all day now, Zach.
You're killing me.
Well, it's, you know what, we would hope that none of us ever has to go through this. Certainly you ever have to go through something like this again. And your coworkers who are in the hospital, they're not releasing names like you said, but it looks like they're going to pull through, which is the great news on this. Zachary Voorhees from YouTube, you survived this thing, and thanks for giving us some perspective and understanding on it. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
You take care.
Absolutely.